What's up, guys? Hey, what's going on, everybody?
So one of our wonderful partners gave this to give to you.
No,
Just
what
in
are you
case
doing?
nobody knows who you are, you have now a Disney name tag.
Who made this?
I don't know.
Please let me, whoever made this, I'd love to know. Let me know. Doesn't have to be now. Let me know. Who is that? Oh, Molly Poe. Thank you, Molly. Molly with Indigo in San Francisco. Thank you, Molly.
We couldn't leave it backstage, it was too cool.
I'll put it right here.
There you go. Little name tag. Very subtle.
I like it.
Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm Guy Gal.
Nice to meet you.
Hey, Ed.
Hey, guy.
What's happening?
This is what we do. We just sit around, small talk. Hillary, am I getting us started?
Yeah, I think so.
So
We're talking about
I talked a whole lot about dreaming this morning. You know, that thinking for me started at the last forum when someone asked, when we had the founder Q&A, what like an underrated superpower is. And my response to that was dreaming. Like this is a tremendous power in just thinking about what's possible. So obviously when we first came together to create this company, the three of us, we all had dreams for its future. I'm really curious, what was yours, Hillary?
Well,
Did you ever dream this?
This? No. Maybe a little bit. It was, you know, for me personally, I really wanted to do something and shake up the real estate industry and make a mark and provide value to underserved realtors. And we're getting there slowly, so.
Slowly but
I'm
surely.
still dreaming. Ed, dreams?
My dream? My dream was to have some significant impact in something that I actually care about. Because, you know, I found myself, prior to Side, working on things that I just wasn't super enthused about. You know, they paid the bills, they were fulfilling to some degree, but my heart wasn't really in them. And when we stumbled upon the real estate space, I was so shocked at how similar real estate agents are to myself personally, being an entrepreneur, somebody that's been in business for myself pretty much my entire life. And I found it very easy to rally behind you all and want to help improve this whole situation, you know, this whole brokerage situation, the whole lack of technology, the fact that everything's so antiquated, the fact that there's so many lousy real estate agents out there eating away at your market share, like. Yeah.
Reach.
Yeah, so, yeah, it was exactly what I was looking for. And I'm still super stoked about it. It's been a long time. And it feels like the first day.
Yeah, I remember those days, Ed.
In your apartment?
Ed will tell you that I was actually really reluctant to look at the problems within the real estate industry as something for us to spend 20 years of our lives caring about. And it's because I had had some really negative experiences myself, working with real estate agents that obviously turned out to be not you all. And then that, you know, there was a great contrast with being exposed to folks that were actually very excellent. And that just opened my mind. It made me realize that what makes a great agent is actually a great entrepreneur that happens to choose real estate as a profession. And that's how I was able to connect with our partners on that level, because I don't have a real estate background. But I do know how to like connect invisible dots and take a small amount of resources and use them to figure out how to do more and build things that did not exist before. And that's exactly what all of you in this room do.
Yeah. When we started in your apartment with a couple desks and a couple engineers and building a prototype for what the app is now and what it's becoming, and then moved over to Brandon and had the front space with, I think, 7 of us. And I was doing everything from writing demands, reviewing files myself, actually sending wires to the first original people. Growing to this size, growing to these amazing partners, and growing to the number of employees that we have now and where we're going, did you think it would grow this fast? And where do you want it to grow?
I definitely knew that, because you have to know, you have to believe, you have to have the conviction that what you're going to set out to try and accomplish is possible, right? If you don't have that, you might have doubts, you may experience things that shake your confidence, but if you don't have that as a starting point, it's really hard to get out of bed in the morning and apply yourself with enthusiasm to the task at hand. And without that, it's really hard to achieve nearly impossible things. So I always believed that this would be achievable and that we would be able to accomplish it in partnership with all the folks that, for example, here in this room. Didn't think it would be as fast, definitely faster than we had imagined. But that's just testament to the fact that there was a lot of latent demand amongst the real estate community for folks to create their own companies that wanted to do that, had the aspiration to, but not the ability, support, or the means. And also, lots of folks who were already independent that went through the trials and tribulations of doing that, and then were sort of operating every single day 2 separate businesses, a back office one,
Yep.
a front end service one, who wanted to simplify things and get more future-proof as time, of course, progresses and the industry starts to take shape and change. So definitely faster, but certainly the exact trajectory.
And we had a year of COVID, which kind of didn't stop things, but it slowed everything down. Did you think that it would go this fast, or where'd you want it to grow to?
Same. I didn't think it was going to go nearly this fast. And it just continually blows my mind how fast we are going. I actually just posted something of like our forum from 4 years ago, which was in the front office, as Guy was mentioning,
With
of
the white
our
folding chairs?
building. Yeah, with folding chairs, and there was maybe like 24 people there. And to be here in Disneyland in this incredible venue with 1,000+ people, it's just mind-boggling.
Well, I'll tell you what I attribute that to. Every time that we help create a new company, a new partner company, so many other people take notice. You all serve as examples to others in your market, in your community, who look to you and say, "That's amazing. Like, I want that too." And then they, reach out and engage and have the conversation. That is the driving force, in my opinion, outside of all that we do as a company to deliberately grow.
One of my favorites is, and it happens all the time, is we partner with somebody and then they come to us and say, "You know who you need to talk to, who I want a part of this community."
Exactly.
And so that's a huge testament, because this community is so unique and mind-blowing that you want to share it.
Totally.
Are you looking forward to the rides?
Yeah.
Did anybody go on rides yet?
I'm
I did
jealous.
too yesterday.
Jealous.
I can't believe we're going to have the place to ourselves.
I know.
It's insane.
I know. I'm really excited about it. And there's also going to be an open bar.
No way.
So what I'm really looking forward to is the combination of those two things.
I'm just gonna go on the ride first before people go to the bar.
We need some barf bags at every line.
Yeah, the maintenance crews will be out, I'm sure.
I'm sorry.
I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah. How about you? What are you most looking forward to?
My baby is new markets, so as we're going into new states and really building out those states, we're talking to partners. I talked to Tiffany this morning about somebody on her team who used to sell in Georgia, and now we're going to be in Georgia soon, and so they can open up shop in Georgia, and that to me that's what's super exciting. You have to wear it all day.
No. I would, but I think it has a mind of its own a little bit.
Oh, you just need to sew it onto your sweatshirt. It's not an expensive one anyway, right?
Yeah, just a Mickey Mouse sweater.
It's just Gucci, right?
It does fit right in. Oh, is it? I'll tell you what I'm most excited about is whenever we do these things, I am naturally very introverted. It's sort of my natural element. And then I extrovert well, like I go out and it's awesome to spend time with people. But in the days leading up to this exact morning, when you have to go up and talk in front of a whole bunch of folks and do this thing that we're doing here, have all this attention on you, it's really anxiety inducing. And there's no better feeling for me than getting that put aside so I can actually be present with everyone and spend some quality time and not worry about what's gonna happen a month from now, a year from now, what happened yesterday. Just be here now, be present with each other, right? Enjoy each other's company. That's what I'm most excited about.
Try and practice being present all the time.
It's a lifelong practice, for sure.
Yeah.
Gwyneth, too. Is everybody excited for that?
I'm surprisingly not too excited about it. Not as much.
Yeah.
But it is a crazy privilege that she would have accepted coming here.
Totally.
Yeah. Super exciting. And being an entrepreneur and mom and Women's History Month.
A bunch of you won the meet and greet with her too, which will be happening backstage after her and Hilary talk. And I can't wait to see all of the people who won that contest pitch her on using them for real estate sales. Like that. So are you moving soon? Do you need to downsize? Are you upgrading? That'll be fun.
What about tech?
Tech?
What are you excited for tech this year? Because, your team has grown incredibly. You started with 2, 3.
Yeah.
And now you've got a team of how many?
We have about 100 people now in R&D, research and development, yeah. So, yeah, a lot of stuff's coming out.
Yeah.
How many are we adding this year to the team, to the engineering team?
I think we nearly doubled it in the past 12 months, yeah.
In the next 12 months?
I think there's like another
hiring
20, 30 recs open, yeah. Quite a bit of growth. So what all that translates to is a lot more features coming out, thank goodness.
Faster. Yeah.
And faster, yes.
Faster.
And really the focus this year.
The number one, if my relationship with Ed was a word cloud, those word clouds? The biggest word in the middle would be faster.
That is very true. He's not kidding.
Can we do this faster?
But yeah, what we're focusing on right now is not some like crazy radical new thing that nobody's ever heard of, never seen before, but it's incorporating a lot of the feedback that we've been getting from all of you folks into the application to make the core workflow a whole lot better. So the day-to-day things that you use on a regular basis are going to be drastically improved in one fell swoop. So what I'm referring to are things like the e-sign experience, the disclosure experience, pretty much everything to do pertaining to documents is going to improve drastically this year.
Yeah. What we invest in most heavily, and where you'll see a lot of progress in the next 2.5 to 3 years, is streamlining and automating everything transaction related so that becomes a very smooth and seamless experience. It doesn't require people to spend much time doing the things that are important but don't necessarily move the needle on growth and on sales and on culture and on brand and presence in the community. So we'll likely, I think this year we're putting $40 million just into advancing that very thing. And then of course, a couple more years of that. We will get to a point where the way that the transaction, 2 years from now, the way that transactions get facilitated by side are going to be so different than what you're used to now. And it's going to be interesting for us to manage everyone through that because it will require some degree of change, principally you all being more comfortable giving up a bit more control not being in all those weeds yourselves, and allowing us to take more and more of that over.
Totally, totally. And serving our core product value, which is to save you all time. The most precious resource you have is your time.
Yeah.
And if we can pull you out of the weeds, the monotony of the back office of your business, or if not you directly, your team, everybody gets leveled up. You can reallocate that time to far more meaningful activities.
Yeah, that's one of the three things that are most important to us as a company and an organization and a community. The first, in my opinion, is the fact that Side is a brokerage platform, not a brand. So we're invisible to the consumer, we're entirely white label, it's your business. You don't join Side, we join you. We're honored to do so, to be there in partnership, work for you to advance your interests. It's one of a kind, never been done before. Will be really hard to replicate and for someone else to do as well. It's really unique to all of us here, and it's what's allowed us to grow the way that we have. The second thing, of course, Ed, is that we're constantly working to streamline everything transactions so that people can spend less time doing things that they don't love and maybe that aren't high value, and can move all that time to what they do love and what is high value, because when all is said and done, everyone in this room sells time. You don't sell houses. Right? That's what you're trading. You're trading in time. So the thing that limits you is your capacity. It's not your opportunity. There's more opportunity than you can shake a stick at. And I have no idea what the basis of that idiom is, shake a stick at. Now I'm really, where did that come from? I don't think I've ever shaken a stick in my life. And then the third thing, last but not least, is the community. The fact that it's a highly discerning community, that historically we have turned down more partnership opportunities than we have actually taken on and established. Unheard of. Like, no real estate brokerage or company has ever turned away any agent, let alone hundreds of pretty good ones or very good ones. Those are the three things that make what we do here really distinct and one of a kind and special. Those are the elements.
We're wrapping up. One last thing, one dream for this year, personal.
Wow, we start with Ed. That's a big.
Wait, what was the
I
question?
haven't started
One
dreaming
dream
yet. It's only day
for
one.
this year.
One dream personal?
Yeah.
Oh crap, I didn't think that through.
Personal dream, huh?
Take a vacation, something? Like turn off a laptop?
This is vacation-y. My resolution for this year was to make more friends. So I'm gonna keep focusing on doing just that. Yeah. More friends. All the friends. What about you, Hilary?
I'm gonna potty train my twins.
Wow. Obviously, that's a dream so many of you share.
I'm gonna make up lost time from being trapped throughout COVID and spend quality time with people I love and care about.
Aw. See, I'm the opposite. I don't want to spend time with anyone I love and care about. It's like, all right, well, I think that's just about wraps it up for whatever this was. What do we have?
Do it again tomorrow.
Well, tomorrow we're doing it again, but this time you all ask the questions.
Yeah.
And you can ask anything and everything, and it can get a little spicy, and it's fun. Mm-hmm. I like to make it a little spicy, it's fun. Hilary, where do we go from here? We just get up now
I
and
think
leave
the
the
voice
stage?
of God is supposed to exit us.
Oh, yeah?
I think.
Is that Jay?
Yeah.
He's the voice of God? Jay is pretty godly.
Dun, dun,
You up there, Jay? You out there?
I'm here.
The
God?
man, the myth, the legend.
Do we leave now, Jay?
No, all right.
I think Rick's on next.
Clearly the production notes are a little off, but we are gonna have Rick Sharga join us now to do a market overview. He's one of the best there is at this, and I think is the best, and the reason for it is because he's funny. Like, if you can deliver all sorts of stats about the economy and the market and make it hilarious, it's a real gift. All right.
Great.
Thank you so much. Let's welcome
Great.
Nora to Jay, and we go from there. All right, we're going this way?